Hello, my name is Joshua Keith, and this is theburningcoal.com, a website dedicated to God's glory, His grace, and our response to it. Today, I'd like us to talk about being thankful for light. And here we're going to go to another teaching of Jesus from John chapter 8, and we see one of Jesus's I am statements. He talks about how He is light. In John chapter 8, verse 12, it says, "Again, Jesus spoke to them, saying, I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will not walk in darkness, but will have the light of life." And so we see here that Jesus talks about the idea of being able to have light. And when he talks about light, it's not just some small, insignificant thing, but what we need to understand, we see this in the creation account. We see this from our understanding of science and our studies of the world around us, that light is the essence of life, that there is no life without light. And so when Jesus is talking about the light, being the light, he's talking about being pretty much everything. And we really see all the things that light shows us, and we really won't even go into all of them today. But think about all the things that we see because of light. First of all, we see the beauty of the world. I remember going into a trip where we traveled to Albuquerque, New Mexico. And one of my favorite things to see is mountains. Well, we came in at nighttime, and I really didn't know what the area of Albuquerque looked like. It was dark. You cannot see anything. And then I woke up in the morning and I saw just this huge mountain, and I was just so happy. Mountains just called to me, and I loved being able to see that beauty. And we can see that in nature all around us, whether you're talking about a beach, whether you're talking about a forest, whatever it is, a fresh fallen snow. Whenever we have light, we're able to see the beauty all around us. And we see that not only is that the case in the physical, but it's also the reality of the spiritual as well. When Jesus is the light of the world, he's also the one who shows us the beauty of life. What do I mean by that? I mean, Jesus is the one who shows us these ideas of love, of joy, of peace. It is God who has taught us exactly how we live, so that way we have this fruit of the Spirit, these beautiful things in our lives. And a lot of times, whenever we're trying to do it on our own, time and time again, we talk about that on this podcast, that when we're doing it on our own, we make a mess of everything. But Jesus, as the light, he shows us the beautiful way, the beautiful path, how we can have that fruit of the Spirit. And he also shows us how to avoid that danger. I'm very sensitive to the idea of being able to seeing danger right now because I have a little toddler. And so you try to walk around in the house without light on, and you're bound to step on a Lego block or some other small toy, and you're going to be hopping around and yelling for a few minutes. And so without light, you run into danger. And it's funny in this scenario whenever it's dad falling down, but whenever we're talking about it in the spiritual realm, we know that the danger that we're facing has eternal consequences, and it will damage our souls and our lives and the lives of those that we love. And so whenever we're being told how we can live in a way that has love and joy and peace, it's telling us how to avoid anger, strife, bitterness, jealousies, all of these dangerous things that ruin our souls, ruin our relationships. And so Jesus is able to show us those things. Finally, Jesus is able to show us the path. And what we mean by that is that our life is supposed to be a destination. We see this really in the example of Abraham, where Abraham was called to follow God. And that is emblematic of what everybody's relationship with God is supposed to be like. That God is guiding us through this life on a path so that we can get to our spiritual home. Well, how do we know where we're going? How do we keep from getting lost? How do we keep from twisting our ankle in the potholes? We do that because we can see the path that Jesus shows us with his light. And so because of this great light, there are so many things that we can enjoy in life and that we can avoid in life as well. We need to be thankful that God has decided to give us this light so that we can guide our steps. I hope this lesson blesses you in your walk in his kingdom.